The wind is starting to whip. It's gonna be a chilly one tonight. Marshmallow root. Hello, Miss Marshmallow. She doesn't look like much now. Come on. There we go, there's seeds. You know, when it goes that long, and I decided I'm gonna divide it up tonight. And she needs a whole new home. I don't know if you can all see that. Marshmallow. Cha-ching. So what I'm going to be doing is splitting these roots up, harvesting, cutting to have my own stash of my own marshmallow roots. And I will talk more about that. I need to get to work. It's getting late. The sun's going to go down. I do like to soak my roots for a day or two to make sure that I get as much dirt as possible out. So I am going to look for another bucket here, and hopefully midweek, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, I'll be able to take this into my utility sink and finish cleaning it and chopping the root, which I will share with you, and also talk about the medicinal properties. Good morning, my beautiful friends. It is daylight savings time. Miss Bit here doesn't know what daylight savings time is, and that's okay. We got up early and watched the pink skies. It was amazing. It's going to be a beautiful day here in Western North Carolina. And I have some time to finish this video up that I started about 4 days ago on marshmallow root and the medicinal properties. So I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and let's do us a little video and get this completed so that I can showcase it. Show you some different ways to work with the root. So I cut up some of it. I needed it. So I took the fresh, you can use the fresh marshmallow root. And if you have, I had bronchitis, and so I wanted to soothe my throat from coughing and my lungs, and it really did some wonders with gut health. There are so many benefits, but for me, root, it's not a normal one I turn to. So I love that I'm falling in love with a medicine that is in several of, like, it's in our elderberry syrup, it's in our cough and congestion tea. So I've had it, but not by itself, working one-on-one. And that's the beauty of having the experience of waking up as a new student and taking your marshmallow root or whatever it is you want to work with and experiment with it and have your experience. So you can do cold or hot infusions, and I'll go into that in a minute. But here is mine. It's pretty good. I wish you could taste it. It has a very light flavor. Kids would really like it. It's what marshmallows were made out of. So you can see where they would like this for a medicine. And I've been doing this in the morning, afternoon, and evening in small amounts. And it's really made a big difference in my healing process. So I had dug out and I had to re-soak them to reconstitute them because I had taken time off. So I put them back into a bucket of water, and I'm gonna have some that gets really like mucilaginous. So those parts I won't save. That I just pulled out of the bucket, and then I have dried root. So when you order marshmallow root from any company, it comes shredded. Well, the other day I tried shredding, and it basically was a no-go with the dried root. So depending on whether you're used to seeing it shredded or not, you can spend a lot of time. So here's the key piece of taking a vegetable peeler and peeling it away like a carrot. Just like this. So I was just getting off some of the hard top, and you can see how white this root is. It's very, very very, very white. Kind of reminds me of horseradish. Doesn't smell anything like it. It's got that sweet scent. It's a starchy vegetable, actually. You can use this in replacement of your starchy vegetables. It's okay. It would have to be more like pan fried than boiled, because it would be very mucilaginous boiled, and I don't know if you would like that as a food substitute. But it's interesting how a medicine, the flowers are edible, the leaves are edible. You can put those in soups, stews, salads. Well, you probably have to do salads because the flowers die out in the fall. So here I'm just showing you of how to shred, and then you would put this in a dehydrator or place it in your oven at the very lowest temp that you can for a couple hours on unbleached parchment paper so it dries out completely, or set it in front of your fireplace. We've done that with our Ella campaign and comfrey roots, and then finish it off in the dehydrator for less dehydration time. So you can do that and spend lots of hours, but in this case I am just gonna chop the root like that I have dried and wet, because it's just gonna make my life easier. And you want to, exactly the video I did on like root medicine from start to finish, something like that. It gives you everything you need to know about how to process root medicines. So I'm going to come back to that after I finish this part of the video, so I can get this out to you. So I already had put back in the ground, I split this root in 2 different parts. It had brand new babies shooting off, and put them where I wanted to in my gardens because I want to move them around. You really have to wait more than about 3 years before you harvest your marshmallow root. It's a beautiful plant, gets very tall, very delicate flowers that are delicious. It's a pollinator. So it's nice to have in your medicinal gardens. Basically, marshmallow root works amazingly for many different things because it's so soothing from your throat all the way down through your bowel system. So marshmallow root, in my case, I was using it for the coughing I did to soothe my throat. And you can just drink it, and I'll explain that, how to make it here in a second, as often as needed to help soothe that poker red throat. The nice thing is it's going to coat your esophagus, which is going to stop you from coughing even more. And then it gets into your stomach and works with your digestive juices. So this is a big one, GERD, acid reflux. Now guys, here's the truth. Those PPIs, your Western meds, it will stop the production of your acid, thinking that will help you with heartburn and acid indigestion. But what it does is it stops the production of the acid to break your food down. And it opens up the little chute right here and allows it to come up and burn your esophagus. That's what GERD and heartburn and reflux is about. So you actually need to increase, not decrease, your acid juices in your stomach. And so that purple pill just needs to go, guys. I'm serious. You're doing more harm than good. And go to something like marshmallow root. And you'll be drinking it 3 times a day and it's going to help take care of the juices in your stomach. Another addition you can do for acid reflux and GERD is bitters. So we do sell digestive bitters on our website that help activate and work with that acid to break your food down in your stomach. So that's one important detail of marshmallow root, is that it's going to work with, and many people have GERD and acid reflux, and that is your stomach is not producing enough of the acid to break your food down really quick. That is the purpose of eating food, is you don't want it sitting in your stomach for way too long. So marshmallow root is the way to go. I'm thinking about making a tincture to make it easier. A lot of people are not game on tea. However, this is really simple to make. I'm going to tell you, and then I'll give you a little more information on marshmallow root. So basically, I use a French press. So that's normally 3 cups of coffee or almost 4 cups of tea. And I put a good 3 tablespoons if I'm going to fill up my French press. And I put that in the bottom. Now there's 2 ways you can do it. It's recommended if you're using it for acid reflux GERD to do a cold infusion, which means you would take room temperature water, pour it over the roots in your tea press and or your coffee press, and allow it to sit 4 to 8 hours, and then just slowly sip it, like I mentioned, first thing in the morning, at lunch, and at dinner in small amounts. So I probably have maybe no more than 2 ounces in this cup. During the winter months, I'm just leaving it on my counter because my kitchen is cool. But if you have a warm home, you just pour it into a glass jar, put it in your fridge, and personally, I think it tastes much better cold or room temperature than it does hot. And I'm a flavor girl, so I can tell you that tastes better. To probably sip it more room temperature than cold, because when you're drinking a cold liquid, your stomach has to actually boil to bring that water to room temperature. So it takes 15-20 minutes. So that's added addition onto trying to heal and repair gut issues. You can also do a hot infusion, and that is to pour hot water over your 3 or 4 tablespoons in your coffee press. You can use a tea baller. It's just easier to make a large amount at the same time. So it doesn't matter how you make it. It's just easier to have a 2-day supply to be able to go back and remind yourself, oh, tonight I got to quick do this before I go to bed, so I have it for the next 2 days. If you use hot, it's pretty well ready within 2 hours. So either way, cold infusion or a hot infusion, it is slowly breaking down what is needed for the properties. The cold actually extracts more, but it takes longer. So just keep that as an FYI. I can run the 3 or 4 tablespoons twice through the process because there's so much medicine in it. The second set that I'll have could be stronger actually because it sat even longer to infuse. So that is how you do it. Now there's one more that's really, really important besides gut health, acid reflux, coughing, sore throat, is anyone who suffers from IBS, Crohn's, even hemorrhoids. Drinking this like you would for gut health, to repair your gut, will help change your bowel system, which is really, really essential for those who have IBS or Crohn's. So if you have diarrhea, it bulks it up. If you have constipation, it softens it. That is the beauty of marshmallow root, which makes it easier if there's a hemorrhoid issue to be able to evacuate. So meet Marshmallow. She has now become one of my tops. And I'm really appreciating when I learn how to really embrace a new medicine that maybe I wasn't so into or just hadn't got the experience that I needed. And with this last 4 or 5 days, my experience has been amazing. It was immediate, and I could feel the healing in my whole body. And that is something that I want to share with you, is as a teacher to you might teaching the teachers, those who want to learn the ways to teach others. So enjoy, dry it. Remember, you have to, you can do it. You can do it as a fresh if you dig it out. You can dig it out in the fall, and you can dig it out very early spring, this root, and do your division. But wait 3 to 4 years, just like your echinacea. All right, everyone. I wish you all a very beautiful November day here. I'm going to go off with some family fun today. So, happy harvest, happy life. Stay tuned.